Hey there, I am back with another deck review, and today we're going to be looking at Avian playing cards from Tobias Vyseri. There's so many great designers out there who are doing amazing work every day, and lots of them are really well known in the playing card community. But one of the things I love about playing cards is how approachable the medium can be. There are so many talented artists out there who use playing cards as a means to get their artwork into a deck and give us a way to appreciate some really unique styles. And lots of them aren't especially known in the playing card community. And of course, that's the case with Tobias Vyseri. She does a lot of different work with fantasy artwork styles, but has recently started translating some of those designs to more classic playing cards. And this is one of those decks. Now, she's not out there with a bunch of Kickstarters or these big campaigns that you may have seen, instead opting to sell her cards on Etsy or through her own website. But if you like what you see here, I'll put a link down in the description so you can check out some of her work for yourself. And was really excited when she sent me this deck. I'd actually been eyeing some of her decks on the website and considering picking some up for myself when she reached out to me. So very excited to jump into this one that's inspired by her love of birds. The tug case is done on kind of a soft touch feel to it, and it has little bits of UV spot printing. You can see those kind of glossy bits that are shining in the light there. It gives it a little bit of a slight texture. It's not an embossed tuck case, but you do get a little bit of texture from the difference in the from the soft touch to the glossy bits. And the design here is ornate. You'll see more of this detail as we go into the back design of the cards. That's what most of this is inspired from, but you have the name of the deck across the top, Avian playing cards. Beautiful little details, and starts out with the gold look, but then as you tilt it in the light, those shine of the black bits add even extra little bits of filigree as you go through it. The sides, high quality cardstock. Name of the deck, once again, Avian playing cards, as well as on the top. Bottom has a barcode, so kind of like you can use for retail or something like that. And then on the back, you get a little bit of a description of the deck. Usually don't really care for all the words or anything like that, but this one, just kind of a small description of the deck and a preview of some of the pips and the cards we'll find inside. And there's, by the way, the Vyseri website if you're interested in checking these out or any of her artwork. Interior of the tuck, nothing printed on that one, just plain white. And then we get to the cards. So a nice feel to the tuck box. Nothing too crazy or anything like that, but not too bad at all. All right, but now on to the cards, and we'll start with the back design. And here it is. So beautiful gold scroll work all the way throughout, or vine work, I guess you should say, against that black card back. Really pops out nicely. And then you get little gray bits in here that sort of give it a little bit of extra depth. And as you look through all the vine work going throughout here, you'll see little bits inspired by ornithology, including little birds that are flared up on the sides all over the place. So lots of little bits, or even little elements that look kind of like perched birds or even feathers there on the side that are just sort of hidden amongst the vines. It's a really ornate back design, and one that kind of maintains a very classic feel to it at the same time. So nothing is going to be too crazy, but just kind of a nice, cool, symmetrical look to this one with that thin black poker border. And now onto the faces. And this is some really cool, vibrant artwork to feature on these. And you can see it right off the bat with the two jokers. They have that purple background with the kind of branches, almost like a bird perched in the trees. And then they feature these very cool artistic looks, almost kind of a stained glass effect. One bird in pinks and one bird in blues. Very cool look to them. And these are, the two jokers are inspired by birds that might be, somebody's pet, and they're off playing with their toys. So they kind of have this whimsical look as they're dangling from chains or perched upon a rope or something like that and picking at it here. But very cool look to it. The gold lines in the middle, those kind of orangish gold lines, help the whole design to kind of pop out. And that's what, to me, kind of gives it that stained glass vibe to me overall. And then instead of symbols in the corner, or instead of a letter in the back, you just get a simple little feather here, almost in a shape that kind of resembles the J for Joker. But I like the art style in these, and we're gonna see more of that as we get through the deck. And the four different aces go after nesting birds in some shape or fashion. And so each one, you'll see a little bird here, and then the nest kind of flares out to form the shape of the classic pip. And you'll see the background changes as we go from card to card. So the classic black cards have a grayish black background with the tree branches in the back, whereas the red cards kind of take this maroon or burgundy sort of color. and again with those branches flared in the back. But each one features a completely different bird, each one perched in their nest. Sometimes you'll see little eggs there at the bottom as well. There's a little blue bird there sitting on her eggs, and then another pink and red bird on the heart. So nice look on these, and definitely kind of maintains the classic feel of the pips as we go through each one of these. Pip and index there in the corner. We'll see more of those stylized pips. You can definitely see the custom pips there, a little peek of them on the aces. But now into the number cards. And the number cards all feature fully custom pips, and something cool you can see a little bit better as you get to the number cards, the shape of the branches in the back actually form kind of a shape of the pip. So as you look on the spades here, you'll see the flare of the branches that form the spade. And then the spade pip itself is made up of a bird, so you can see the beak down here at the bottom and then the wings flaring up behind it. So very cool look to it. The blues and golds give it a kind of distinctive look that pops out nicely against the gray. Otherwise, pretty familiar layout to these, nothing too crazy. And then as you get to the diamonds, we have a peacock inspired pip shape there. And of course, then the branches now take the diamond shape onto them. So lots of gold pops against the red and that burgundy color. I like that color combo on this one. And then the clubs, this is a really cool one. You can see the mother bird there in the center, and then the two sides of the club pip are formed by little baby birds that are all cheeping their way away, trying to get some food. So this is the nest here at the bottom, and then the mother bird with the babies. So there's your club pips. That's probably my favorite of the 4 pips. And then finally, the heart pips. They're made of a pair of birds. You can see, so here, you can see here the top, the 2 heads, and then they're down here at the bottom. So 2 little lovebirds that are looking each other in the eye and forming a little heart shape between them. And there's your heart pips. And then we get to the quartz. And of course, all the quartz are going to be inspired by all sorts of different bird life. So each one of them, vibrant colors, beautiful looks of them, all 2-way quartz. And there's other unifying elements for each of the values. So all 4 of the jacks, you'll see each one of them has a leaf in their hands, or in their beaks, I guess I should say, a leaf in their beaks. And the end of that leaf kind of represents their suit. So you can see the little spade-shaped leaf there from the jack of spades. Jack of diamonds has a little diamond-shaped flowery leaf. And then there's the club and the heart. Kind of a cockatoo look on this one. But really nice artwork on these. As you go to the queens, all the queens are going to have tiaras on them. Particularly like that flamingo on the queen of diamonds. That's a really cool one. That beak, very distinctive looking. And then the toucan on the queen of hearts, another favorite of mine. And then finally we get to the kings, and each one of the kings is going to have an even larger crown. And all of the kings are going to be actually in flight instead of perched on a tree or anything like that. So again, really cool look. You got an owl, what I'm assuming is a goose there. Not sure what kind of bird that king of clubs is. And then finally the king of hearts. And by the way, the king of hearts is actually inspired by Tobias's own pet bird. It's an African gray parrot named Ada. And so that's the inspiration behind the king of hearts. So really cool that she got a chance to incorporate her own bird as part of the deck as well. And that is it. That is the deck. Now, as far as handling, these aren't the best handling in the world. They don't come from one of the super well-known printers, so they have a kind of a smooth finish to them. Not to be confused with USPCC or anything like that. I will say, when I saw the smooth finish, I thought they were going to be completely terrible at handling. They're not bad. You know, they're certainly not going to be a deck you're going to be able to fan particularly well. But if you want to riffle through them or anything like that, they still handle more than well enough to use for gameplay or anything like that. So while it's not your cardistry deck, it's still a pretty solid handling deck, especially for one with a smooth finish. So can't complain too much about the handling, when it's coming from an independent printer like this one. But anyway, that is the Aviary playing cards from Tobias Vyseri. Another really fun deck, and I think one that be great for kind of a unique take on gameplay. But anyway, make sure to go check out Tobias's website if you want to see the Avian cards or the Apocalypse cards that I looked at earlier on the channel, or any of her other cards or artworks. She has lots of really cool stuff out there. So I'll put a link down in the description if you want to find out more about what she has out there. And if you want to read more about the design inspiration behind this deck, I'll have a link down in the description with a really interesting read about how the deck as a whole was designed, and a lot more than I even went into about the inspiration of the deck. But anyway, thanks Tobias for sending this one out. Really cool one to take a look at, and I think did a great job with the artwork. Definitely a distinctive look and one that was a lot of fun to check out. But anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more deck reviews, more unboxings. Let me know what else you want to see, and I'll see you for the next one.